October 2015, life was good, everything was great. I was working at the mine. October 26th of 2015, I had a stroke. I was in the hospital, I had to go to rehab. May of last year, I lost my home. I wound up on the streets. My family went to live with friends. I was at my end. I had it planned. I mean, realistically, there was no planning to it. I was going to kill myself. To this day, I don't understand. I don't know why. I don't know what brought me to it, but I called St. Elizabeth Hospital. They connected me with a social worker. I am a diabetic, and I hadn't been taking my medicine because I lost my insurance. I lost any type of money coming in. I couldn't afford it. They hooked me up with getting my medicines and everything like that, but I was still faced with the dilemma that I was going to wind up on the streets, and I wasn't going to go to the streets. My social worker contacted the shelter, and she called me on a Friday, and she told me, "You need to go down to the shelter." And I said, "No, I won't go." Realistically, I guess it was a wake-up call I needed. She said, either you go to the shelter or you're going to the streets. With my health problems and stuff like that, I knew I wouldn't make it on the streets. And the time that I was at the shelter, on the onset of it, I gave myself 2 weeks. I said, if this place is anything like a shelter that I pictured a shelter to be, I said 2 weeks, then I'll take care of business my own way. I was a sick puppy, both physically and mentally. I had another stroke when I was at the shelter. And I called the shelter and I just asked, would you please keep my bed? And she told me, you know, hey, just get well and come home. That meant a lot to me. That meant a whole lot to me. I got out of the hospital, I came back to the shelter. Everybody was cool with me. And the endeavors that I went through and everything, me and my family, me and my boys are back together. I found out that I'm a grandfather. I watch my grandson a couple, 2 or 3 times a week now. Things happen for a reason. And I think, honestly, by me getting evicted from my home, me being separated from my family for the period of time that I have been, was a time that was needed for me to have to look at myself, for me to have to deal with issues that I've been covering up for many, many years, back when I was 14, 15, 16 years old. Am I well now? Nah. Am I better now? Yeah. Do I think I'll ever be well? No. Am I okay? Yeah. I couldn't have done it without the I don't know the right word. Without the, you guys didn't ask nothing of me. Absolutely nothing. You told me I had to do my chores, you told me I had to do this, or you told me I had to do that. You told me, I mean, but the thing of it was, you were there. Josh and Kim showed me love when I didn't even love myself. They cared for me when I didn't care for myself. They gave me time to learn that I wasn't even honest with myself. That little bit of hope that both Josh and Kim showed me is the reason why I'm sitting here right now. I could never say, I could never do, I could never even come up with a thank you that would be big enough for them. Do I like telling my story? Not really. But if it's the least thing that I could do to show my gratitude to the shelter and to Josh and Kim, I'll do it. I don't know what's going on in another person's head. I don't know the struggles that another person's having. And I've come to realize we've all got struggles. Some people deal with it with drugs, alcohol. Some people deal with it with suicide. Some people deal with it with not dealing with it. When a person hits rock bottom, which I consider I've hit rock bottom, they have to make a choice. I've made a heck of a lot of bad choices. I've made a lot of good choices. One of the biggest choices and the most positive choices I've ever made in my life has been for me to look at myself, not what other people see. For me to have to look at myself. Not a pretty picture a lot of the times, but I'm okay. I'm all right. I'm done.